जिस दिन वेद के मंत्रों से धरती को सजाया जाएगा, जिस दिन वेद के मंत्रों से धरती को सजाया जाएगा, उस दिन ऋषि के गीतों का त्योहार मनाया जाएगा।
जय जय ऋषि की जय, बोलो जय जय ऋषि की जय, जय जय ऋषि की जय, बोलो जय जय ऋषि की जय।
जिस दिन काले बाजारों में धन के चोर नहीं होंगे,
धन के चोर नहीं होंगे, धन के चोर नहीं होंगे।
मदिरा के सौदाई जिस दिन चारों ओर नहीं होंगे,
चारों ओर नहीं होंगे, चारों ओर नहीं होंगे।
अंडे मांस के खाने वाले रिश्वत खोर नहीं होंगे, जिस दिन सच कहने वालों के दिल कमजोर नहीं होंगे। भूखे बच्चों को जिस दिन भूखा न सुलाया जाएगा, ओ भूखे बच्चों को जिस दिन भूखा न सुलाया जाएगा, उस दिन ऋषि के गीतों का त्योहार मनाया जाएगा।
जय जय ऋषि की जय, बोलो जय जय ऋषि की जय, जय जय ऋषि की जय, बोलो जय जय ऋषि की जय।
जिस दिन वीर शहीदों की कुर्बानी की पूजा होगी,
कुर्बानी की पूजा होगी, कुर्बानी की पूजा होगी।
देश के हित में सब कुछ देने वालों की पूजा होगी,
की पूजा होगी, की पूजा होगी।
उधम भगत सुभाष की जब कुर्बानी की पूजा होगी, वीर शिरोमणि लक्ष्मीबाई रानी की पूजा होगी। जब ऋषि के सपनों को साकार बनाया जाएगा, जब ऋषि के सपनों को साकार बनाया जाएगा, उस दिन ऋषि के गीतों का त्योहार मनाया जाएगा।
जय जय ऋषि की जय, बोलो जय जय ऋषि की जय, जय जय ऋषि की जय, बोलो जय जय ऋषि की जय, जय जय ऋषि की जय, बोलो जय जय ऋषि की
हर ऋषि के सपनों को साकार बनाया जाए।
Ready? Welcome. No, that's your welcome voice.
Yeah.
आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद, जिसका यश नित गाते हैं गंधर्व गुण जन धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। मंदिरों में कंदरों में पर्वतों के शिखर पर, मंदिरों में कंदरों में पर्वतों के शिखर पर देते हैं लगातार सौ बार मुनिवर धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। करते हैं जंगल में मंगल पक्षी गण हर शाख पर, करते हैं जंगल में मंगल पक्षी गण हर शाख पर, पाते हैं आनंद मिल गाते हैं स्वर भर धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद। गान कर हमें चंद्र भजन आनंद ईश्वर की स्तुति, गान कर हमें चंद्र भजन आनंद ईश्वर की स्तुति। ध्यान धर सुनते हैं श्रोता कान धर धर धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद, जिसका यश नित गाते हैं गंधर्व गुण जन धन्यवाद। आज मिल सब गीत गाओ उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद, उस प्रभु के धन्यवाद।
Namaste and welcome this morning to Sunday morning satsang at Arya Spiritual Center. Those of us in Mandir this morning and those of us joining us live on YouTube and Facebook. We pray that this morning you woke up with a very, very special feeling in your heart as you have to join with Sandhya and Hawan with us at Arya Spiritual Center. We'll begin with Sandhya. Those of us who have water, we will do Achman first. Bring your minds at this point in time after a little hustle to get to the mandir or to prepare to sit for Sandhya this morning, let us bring our mind to this place of quiet, of peace, forgetting all the things that might be on our mind, and just be preparing ourselves and prepare ourselves to feel that divine power within us this morning. All else does not matter. We just want to commune with God this morning and reach that very, very special feeling of knowing that God resides within us and we can feel Him or her and touch her in our hearts. So we'll begin with chanting Om 3 times. Please join everyone. Om. Taking a deep breath. Om. And as we prepare this morning to get to that special place, we'll do
Achman.
we'll do Achman. Atta, so we'll begin with Atta Sandhya Upasana Vidhi. We'll chant this mantra and we will sip 3 times. Om Amrito Pasaranamasi Swaha. Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yashah Shrirmai Shriha Shrayatam Swaha. And now we will prepare ourselves by mentally cleansing ourselves and sipping water 3 times after we chant this mantra. Om Shanno Devi Rabhishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shayyo Rabhisravantu Naha. And now we will touch our various limbs and our organs, our nostrils, our mouth, and we'll pray for their health of these organs as we touch our organs. Om Vak Vaka, Om Pranaha Pranaha, Om Chakshush Chakshuha, Om Shrotram Shrotram, Om Nabhih, Om Hridayam, Om Kantaha, Om Shiraha, Om Bahubhyam Yashobalam, Om Karatal Kar Prishte. Again, Atha Marjana Mantra. Om Bhuhu Punatu Shirasi, Om Bhuvaha Punatu Netrayoha, Om Swaha Punatu Kante, Om Mahaha Punatu Hridaye, Om Janaha Punatu Nabhyam, Om Tapaha Punatu Padayoha, Om Satyam Punatu Punashirasi, Om Kham Brahma Punatu Sadvatra. And as we get closer and closer within ourselves, we take some deep breaths now and we do pranayam mantra. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Another deep breath and on exhaling again. Om Bhuva, sorry, Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Finally, Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. And now we think about God and the creative aspect of God, and we marvel at his creation, and we chant and give praise. Om Ritansha Satyansha Bhida Tapasodya Jayata Tato Ratraya Jayata Tataha Samudro Arnavaha. Om Samudra Darnavadadi Samvatsaro Ajayata Ahoratrani Vidadhar Vishwasya Mishato Vashi. Om Surya Chandrama Saudhata Yatha Purvamakalpayat Divam cha Prithivin cha Antarikshamato Swaha. Again, we chant this mantra and we sip water 3 times, reminding us of the content of water in our body and the cooling forces of water in our system and on this earth. Om Shanno Devirabhishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shayyo Rabhisravantu Naha. And as we continue now, we will take our minds, we'll travel to the 4 cardinal points, upper and lower regions, continue to marvel at God's great creation, and also thinking about ourselves and asking God, whomsoever we may offend and whomsoever may offend us, let us put that into his hands and let us become free in this time of our lives. Atha Mansa Parikrama Mantra. Om Prachidig Agniradhipati Rasito Rakshita Ditya Ishavaha Tebhyo Namo Dhipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astu Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmastam Wo Jambhe Dadmaha. Om Dakshina Dig Indro Dipatistirastiraji Dakshita Pitara Ishavaha Tebhyo Namo Dhipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astu Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmasam Wo Jambhe Dadmaha. Om Pratichi Digvaruno Dipati Pridhaku Rakshitana Mishavaha Tebhyo Namo Dhipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astu Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmastam Ho Jambhe Dadmaha. Om Urichi Dig Somo Dipati Swajo Rakshitana Rakshitana Shari, sorry, Om Urichi Dig Somo Dipati Swajo Rakshita Shanarishavaha Tebhyo Namo Dipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astu Yosman dvishtiyam vayam dvishmastam vojambhe tadmaha. Om Dhruva Dig Vishnu Radhipate Kalmasha Grivo Rakshita Viruddha Ishavaha Tebhyo Namo Dhipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astu Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmastam Vojambhe Dadmaha. Om Urdhva Dig Brihaspati Radhipati Svitro Rakshita Varshamishavaha Tebhyo Namo Dhipatibhyo Namo Rakshitribhyo Nama Ishubhyo Nama Ebhyo Astu Yosman Dvishtiyam Vayam Dvishmastam Ho Jambhe Dadmaha. And as we continue to feel this peace within ourselves, we have walked around this universe mentally, observing God's creation, and now we feel very close and attached to Him. And we do now Upasthana mantra. Om Udvayam Tamasaspari Swaha Pashyanta Uttaram Devam Devatra Suryamaganma Jyotiruttamam. Om Urutyam Jata Vedasam Devam Vahanti Ketavaha Drishe Vishwaya Suryam. Om Chitram Devana Muragananikam Chakshur Mitrasya Varunasya Agneha Apradyava Prithvi Antariksham Surya Atma Jagatastastu Shasha Swaha. Om Tat Chakshur Devahitam Purushat Shukram Ucharat Pashyema Sharadaha Shatam Jivema Sharadaha Shatam Shinuyama Sharadaha Shatam Prabhavama Sharadaha Shatam Adina Syama Sharadaha Shatam Bhuyascha Sharadaha Shatat. And once again, we reach that stage of this Sandhya where we will chant this mantra and again cool ourselves and cool our systems by sipping water 3 times. Om Shanno Devirabhishtaya Apo Bhavantu Pitaye Shanyo Rabhisravantu Naha. Now, at this point in time, we chant the greatest mantra that we all know, this mantra that brings us so much peace, so much protection, so much hope. When we chant this mantra, we ask God, may our minds and our hearts and our intellect be awakened. May our intellect be awakened that we realize that today is a new day. This moment is a new moment, and we want the best for ourselves. We want to reach that goal that we would really want to reach in this lifetime, connection with that divine master. So we'll all join and chant Gayatri Mantra 3 times. Atha Brahma Gayatri Savitri Guru Mantra. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Last time again. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. And all of us, please join if we have this translation of this beautiful mantra. O soul of life, the holy King of kings, O God of all the regions high and low, O Lord of joy, who glory nature sings, who shapes the earth and lets the mortals grow. We seek thy blessed feet to meditate upon thy glorious form of holy light, which drives away the gloom of sins we hate and make the souls of righteous people bright. Our Father, our heart, O Father, meekly prays to thee, to win thy grace, to make us good and wise, and bless our minds with knowledge full and free, from dark and vicious thoughts of sins and lies. Yes, from dark and vicious thoughts of sins and lies. Samarpana Vakya Mantra. He Ishvara Dayanidhe Bhavat Kripayanena Japopasanari Karmana Dharmartha Kama Mokshanam Sadyah Siddhir Bhavenaha. Om. And at this point, we humbly, now that we have felt that great feeling of joy and peace and fulfillment in our hearts, we are so thankful. We bow our heads and we do Namaskar mantra. Om Namah Shambhavaya Cha Mayobhavaya Cha Namah Shankaraya Cha Mayaskaraya Cha Namah Shiva Charaya Cha. He Mangalesh Shankar Mangal Karo Hamara Pawan Prakash Paye Paramartha Punya Dwara परिजान पे पिला दो अवदर का दधानी तेरी शरण में आया है भक्त यह भवानी हे भक्त यह भवानी. We acknowledge you, O peaceful being, the eternal source of joy and happiness. We acknowledge you, O giver of peace and spiritual well-being. We acknowledge you, O blissful one, who fulfills our material and spiritual desires. Ever and evermore do we acknowledge and recognize you. And now I bow to thee, O God of calm, O God of peace, O Lord of bliss divine. Thy grace supplies to burning hearts a balm. Thy blessings in my right desires shine. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Iti Sandhya Upasana Vidhi Samaptaha. Thank you all for joining with us this morning to do Sandhya, and hope that you had a very, very good experience this morning. Now we'll ask Behin Shivi to do a bhajan for us before we get prepared to do Hawan. So while she's getting ready, Yajman, please get ready to come to stage to do your Hawan too. So over to Behin Shivi.
What you doing? Oh, yeah. That's cute.
Namaste, and please join me in singing Swagata Sabhajana Isa Mandira Ho. May all be welcome to this temple of worship to share in the sweetness of devotion. May our sweet songs instill joy in the minds of everyone present here. स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो भक्ति स्वाति की डार सुंदर सुमधुर ज्ञान हमारो रंजन सब नर नार स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो ईश सगुण निर्गुण विनाशी मात पिता अयुयार तोर बड़े हम बात सदा ही तार हमें संसार ओ तार हमें संसार सुंदर सुमधुर ज्ञान हमारो रंजन सब नर नार स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो भक्ति स्वाति की डार स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो वेद कुपावन दूर पकावे आया यहाँ पर प्यार देव दयानंद प्रेम विवेक विश्वर एकतार ओ विश्वर एकतार सुंदर सुमधुर ज्ञान हमारो रंजन सब नर नार स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो भक्ति स्वाति की डार स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो पीठ पया यह गोद लगावे पुण्य यहाँ पर प्यार संगति संतन प्रेम चलावे हीरा फिर सबार ओ हीरा फिर सबार सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो रंजन सब नर नार स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो भक्ति स्वाति की डार स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर हो We will now begin Hawan with Achman, the sipping of sacramental water. Water symbolically washes our inner self of all impurities. Om Amrito Pastanamasi Swaha. O Lord, the indestructible and protector of all. Save us from pains and sorrow, just like a sheep protect us from below. Om Amrita Pidanamasi Swaha. O Lord, the indestructible and protector of all, save us from pains and sorrow from above. Om Satyam Yasha Shri Mai Shri Shrayatam Swaha. O Lord, protector of all, be gracious to us so that our lives may be filled with truth, fame, fortune, and prosperity. At Angasparsha. Let's take water in the left palm and touching our body limbs, praying that they remain strong and healthy and fulfill their divine functions. Om Vangma Asyastu. Touch the mouth. Om Nasur Me Pranoastu. Touch the nose. Om Akshnur Me Chaksharastu. Eyes. Om Karnyo Me Shrotamastu. Ears. Om Bhavur Me Balamastu. Arms. Om Urva Me Urjuastu. Thighs. Om Arishtani Me Angani Tanustunva Me Sahasantu. All over the body. Atta Ishwar Stuti Pratana Upasana. Glorification, prayer, and communion with God. Om Vishwani Deva Savitara Duritani Parasua Yad Bhadram Tanasua Om Hiranyagarbhasamvartatagre Bhutasya Jata Patirekayasi Sadhadhara Pritavidyamute Kasmai Deva Yahavisha Videma Om Ya Atmada Baladayasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Deva Yasya Chaya Amritam Yasramrityu Kasmai Deva Yahavisha Videma Om Yaha Pranato Nimishato Mahetva Idraja Jagato Babhua Yaishe Aswadipajashchatushpada Kasmai Deva Yahavisha Videma Om Ye Nadya Rugra Pritavi Chadrida Yena Swastapitam Yena Naka Yo Antarikshe Rajaso Vimana Tasmai Deva Yahavisha Videma Om Prajapate Natvadetanyanyo Vishwajatani Parita Babua Yat Kamaste Jo Mastano Astu वयं श्यामपतयोरयीनाम् ॐ सनो बन्धुर्जनिता सविधाता धामानि वेद बुहवानि विश्वा यत्र देवा अमृतामनाशनास् त्रितये दामन्नदर्यन्ता ॐ अग्निनय सुपताराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देव भुवनानि विद्वान् यो योऽध्यस्मच्चोरानमेनो भूयिष्ठान्ति नमोक्तिं विधेम। हे सकल जगत के उत्पत्ति करता समागर ईश्वर युग शुद्ध स्वरूप सर्व सुखों के दाता परमेश्वर आप कृपा करके हमारे संपूर्ण दुर्गुण दुर्व्यसन और दुखों को दूर कीजिए। जो कल्याणकारक गुण कर्म सभा और पदार्थ है वे सब हमको प्राप्त कराइए। O radiant divinity, cause of all manifestations in the universe, remove all impurities from us and endow us with all that is noble. O self-effulgent being, all holy and knower of all things, lead us through the path of goodness to prosperity and knowledge, and keep us away from evil deeds. To achieve this end, may we always contemplate your divine nature and be happy always. Itishwar Pratana Upasana Prakaranam अत स्वस्ति वाचनम्. We pray that the supreme cosmic force, God, the sun, moon, stars, air, earth, sky, and heaven, and all teachers, parents, friends contribute their powers to make our lives blissful. ॐ अग्निमीरे पुरोहितं यज्ञस्व देवरीद्विजं होतारं रत्नदातमम् ॐ सनापिते सोनवे अग्निसुपायनो भव स च स्वाना स्वस्तये ॐ स्वस्ति नो मिमितामश्विना भग स्वस्ति देव्यादितिर्नव स्वस्ति पूषा असुरो ददातु नः स्वस्ति द्यावा पृथिवी सुचेतुना ॐ स्वस्तये वायुमुप्राभवामहे सोमं स्वस्ति भुवनस्यस्पति बृहस्पतिं सर्वगणं स्वस्तये स्वस्ति आदित्यासो भवन्तु नः ॐ विश्वे देवानो अद्य स्वस्तये वैश्वानरो वसुरग्नि स्वस्तये देवा अवृन्तवृभवा स्वस्तये स्वस्ति नो रुद्रापातमहसा ॐ स्वस्ति मित्रावरुणा स्वस्ति पतिरेवती स्वस्ति न इन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च स्वस्ति नो अदिते क्रीडी ॐ स्वस्ति पन्तामचुरिमा सूर्या चन्द्रमा साविवा Purnardata Janata Sangame Mahi. May we accept our responsibilities and duties, just as the sun and moon unswervingly revolve in their orbits. May we associate with those who are learned, pious, charitable, and nonviolent. Iti Sangshepata Swasti Vachanam Atta Shanti Karanam. Praying for peace in our personality. Om Shano Indra Agni Bhavatama Ovvi Shana Indra Varuna Ratyavya Shammitra Somo Savitaya Shanyo Shana Indra Pushana Vachasato Shano Bhaga Shamona Shansostu Shana Purandi Shamusanturaya Shana Satyasya Suyamasya Sansa Shano Aryama Purujatu Astu Om Shano Data Shamudhartano Astu Shana Urachi Bhavatu Swarabi Shanrodasi Brihati Shano Adri Shano Devanam Suhavani Santu Om Shano Agnir Jyotiraniko Astu Shano Mitra Varuna Vashvinasham Shana Sukritam Sukritani Santu Shana Ishiro Abhivatu Vatah Om Shano Dhyava Prithvi Purvahota Shamanta Trikshayam Trishayeno Astu Shano Ashudir Vanino Bhavantu Shano Rajasaspatirastu Jishnu Om Shana Indro Vashubir Devostu Shamadite Bir Varuna Shusansa Shano Rudro Bir Jalasha Shanastwastagna Bidira Shrinotu Om Shano Somo Bhavatu Brahmashana Shano Gravana Shamusantu Yajya Shana Swaram Namitayo Bhavantu Shana Pravasva Shamo Vastu Vedi. May all the peaceful one give us peace. May our religious undertakings bring us peace. May the plants and vegetables bring us peace. And may the oblations in this Vedi bring us peace. We will now go to the Shiva Sankalpa mantra, praying that the mind, which goes far when one is awake and wanders similarly when he is asleep, and which travels far and wide, is the only one light of all lights. O Lord, we pray, Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu, may our minds be possessed of noble intentions. Om Yajagratu Duramudaiti Devam तदु सुप्तस्य तथैवैति दूरं गमं ज्योतिषां ज्योतिरेकम् तन्मे मना शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु ॐ येन कर्माण्यपसो मनीषिणो यज्ञे कृवन्ति विरतिषु धीरा यत्पूर्वं यक्षमन्ता प्रजानम् तन्मे मना शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु ॐ यत् प्रजानमुतचेतो धृतिश्च यज्ज्योतिरन्तरम् अमृतं प्रजासु यस्मानरिते किञ्च कर्म क्रियते तन्मे मना शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु ॐ येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतम् अमृतेन सर्वम् येन यज्ञस्य तये सप्तहोता तन्मे मना शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु ॐ यस्मिन् ऋचासां यजूंषि यस्मिन् प्रतिष्ठिरत्नाभाविवारा यस्मिन् चितं सर्वमोतं प्रजानम् तन्मे मना शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु ॐ सुशारतिरश्वानि यन्मनुष्यान् नीयतेभिशुभभिर्वजीनैव हृत्परिष्टं यदजीवं जविष्टम् तन्मे मना शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु O imperial ruler, thou art manifest Lord of the universe, please be kind unto us for the sake of our cows, be gracious for the sake of our men, benevolent for the sake of our horses, and for the sake of medicinal plants, please shower blessings upon us. ॐ सनापवस्व शङ्गवे शं जनाय शर्मते शं रोचनस्य धीभ्य ॐ अभयं न करत्यन्तरिक्षम् अभयं द्याव उभीमि अभयं पश्चात् अभयं पुरस्तात् दुतरात् धदरात् अभयं नोऽस्तु. And now we pray that, O God, let us be fearless of our friends and even those of us who are unfriendly to us. May we never be fearful of those whom we know and even of those we do not know. May we remain free from any apprehensiveness by night and day, and may all directions be friendliest unto us. Om Abhayam Mitrad Abhayam Amitrad Abhayam Jatad Abhayam Parukshat Abhayam Naktam Abhayam Divana Sarvasha Mama Mitram Bhavantu Sarvasha मम मित्रं भवन्तु इति संक्षेपतः शान्तिकरणम् अत अग्नाद्यान्. Let us all stand to kindle the sacrificial fire. Since we know God to be the divine light, we surrender ourselves to Him. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः ॐ भूर्भुवस्वद्यौरिवा भुमना पृथिवीवरिना तस्यास्ति पृथिवी देवयजनी पृष्ठे अग्निं मनाधमनाद्याय ददे. Let us now fan the fire. ॐ उद्बुद्ध्य स्वाप्रतिजीगृतं तीव्रं ज्योतना अग्नये चातवेरसे स्वाहा इदमग्नये चातवेरसे इदं नाममम्. अत समिधानम्. Placing 3 pieces of sticks into the sacrificial fire. Om Ayanta Itma Atma Jata Vedas Devi Desva Vardasva Chera Vardaya Chasman Prashayau Prashubir Brahma Varchasi Nanadina Samidaya Swa Idamagnaye Jatavedase Idam Namama Om Samidagnim Duvasyai Kritai Bodhaya Tatitim Asmin Havya Jotana Om Susamidaya Shochiche Tivram Gritam Tivram Jotana Agnai Jatavedase Swaha Idam Agnai Jatavedase Idam Namamam Om Tantva Samibirangiro Gritena Verdayamasi Brihaschochaya Vishtaya Swaha Idam Agni Angirase Idam Namamam Atta Panchagrita Bhuti. Make 5 offerings of ghee with this mantra. Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedasteni Desva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chasman Prachayau Prashubrim Brahma Varchase Nana Dina Samidaya Swaha Idam Agni Jata Vedase Idam Namamam Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedasteni Desva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chasman Prashayau Prashubir Brahma Varchase Nana Dina Samidaya स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे इदं नामम ॐ अयन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेनि यस्ववर्धस्वचेदवर्धय चास्मान् प्रशया प्रशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानादीनसमीदय स्वाहा इदमग्नये जातवेदसे idam namamam. Fifth and final. Om ayanta idma atma jata vedaste nityasvavardasvachera vardaya chasman prashayau prashubir brahma varchase nanadinasami daya swaha idamagnaye jata vedase idam namamam. Ata jal sinchanam, sprinkling of water around the kund, praying that peace may come from all directions. Om adite anumanyasva. Om anumate anumanyasva. Om saraswati anumanyasva. Om deva savita prasoyajam bhagaya divyo gandhar ketapau ketana punatu vachaspati vachamna swadatu. Agharvajabhya mantra. Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namamam Om Somaya Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namamam Om Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namamam Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namamam Om Surya Jyoti Jyoti Surya Swaha Om Suryo Varcho Jyoti Varcha Swaha Om Jyoti Surya Suryo Jyoti Swaha Om Sajur Devina Savitra Sajurushindra Vatya Jushanu Suryo Vedu Swaha. Make offerings of ghee and samagri with these mantras. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Swaha. Om Agnir Varcho Jyoti Varcha Swaha. Silent mantra. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Swaha. Om Sajur Devina Savitra Sajuratrin Dvatya Jushanu Agnirvetu Swaha. Om Bhuragnaye Pranaya Swaha. Idam Agnaye Pranaya Idam Namamam. Om Bhurvaive Panaya Swaha Idam Vaive Panaya Idam Namama Om Swadityaya Vyanaya Swaha Idam Adityanaya Idam Namamam ॐ भूर्भुवस्वरग्निवायुवादिते प्राणव्यानेभ्य स्वाहा इदमग्निवायुवादिते प्राणव्यानेभ्य इदन्नाममम् ॐ आपो ज्योतिरसो अमृतं ब्रह्मा भूर्भुवस्वरो स्वाहा ॐ यामेदं देवगणपितरश्चोपासते तया मद्या मे अग्निमेदं विनं कुरु स्वाहा ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितरदुरितानि परस्सुवा यद्भद्रं तनस्सुवा स्वाहा ॐ अग्नेनय सुपताराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुना विविद्वान् यो योऽद्यस्मज्जोरानमेनो भूयिष्ठान्ति नमोक्तिं विधेम स्वाहा. And now I will hand you over to Pandit Ravi for the special mantras.
Namaste, and once again, we perform yaj, we continue with Brihad Yaj, and we'll pour ghee only at this time. Om Bhurvuvah Swah Agna Ayumshi Pavasa Asuvorjamishanchana Aribhadatsvaduchunam Swaha Idamagnaye Pavamanaya Idanna Mama Om Bhurvuvah Swah Agnirishihi Pavamana Panchajanyah Purohitah Tami Mahi Magayam Swaha Idamagnaye Pavamanaya Idanna Mama Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Agni Swapaswa Om Agni Pavaswa Swapasme Varchah Suviryam Dadadrai Posham Swaha Idamagnai Pavamanaya Idanna Mama Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Prajapatena Tvaritanyanyo Vishwajatani Paritava Bhuva Yatkamaste Juhumastano Astu Vayam Syama Patayorayinam Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idan Na Mama Om Tvano Agni Varunasya Vitwan Devasya Hiro Vayasi Shishta Yajishto Vanitama Shoshuchano Vishwadvishansi Pramumugdhyasmat Swaha Idamagni Varunabhyam Idan Na Mama Om Satvanno Agnevamo Bhavoti Nidishto Asya Ushaso Vyushtau Avayakshvano Varunanrarano Vihimilakam Suhavo Na Edhi Swaha Idamagni Varunabhyam Idanna Mama Om Imam Me Varuna Shrudhi Avamadhyam Chamrilaya Tvamavasyurachaki Swaha Idam Varunaya Idanna Mama Om Tatvayami ब्रह्मणा वन्दमानस्तदा शास्ते यजमानो अविर्भिः अहिरमानो वरुणेह भोजुरुशंसमा आयुः प्रमोषिः स्वाहा इदं वरुणाय इदं न मम ॐ ये ते शतं वरुणाये सहस्रं यज्ञियाः पाशा विततामहान्तः तेभिर्नो अद्य सवितोत विष्णुर्विश्वे मुञ्चन्तु मरुतः स्वर्गाः स्वाहा इदं वरुणाय सवित्रे विष्णवे विश्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो मरुद्भ्यः स्वर्गेभ्यः इदं न मम ॐ अयाश्चाग्नेस्यनविषष्टि पाशात् सत्यं त्वमया असि अयानो यज्ञं वहस्य यानो देहि भेषजं स्वाहा इदमग्नये अयसे इदं न मम ॐ उदुत्तमं वरुणपाशमस्मदवादमं विमध्यमं श्रथाय अथावयामादित्यव्रते तवानगसो अदितये श्याम स्वाहा इदं वरुणाय दित्याय दितये च इदं न मम ॐ भवतनः समनसौ चसि सचेतसावरोपसौ मायज्यं हिं शिष्टं मायजपतिं जातवीरसौ शिवौ भवतमध्यन स्वाहा इदं जातवीरुभ्याम् इदं न मम And at this time, if there's anyone who is suffering healing at this time, we send our good vibration, our healing vibrations to that person and ask God to take away the pains and suffering from those who are suffering and going through difficult times. And this morning, our president is absent from Mandir. She has gone to Maryland to see one of her cousins who is ailing. His name is Vishan Dudnath. And so this morning we send our energies of healing energies and ask the Lord to take away his suffering. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamritat Swaha Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamritat Swaha Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamritat Swaha Om Tanupagnesi Tanvam me pahi Swaha. O God, O protector of all, this morning we ask you, Lord, to protect the body of Vishan Dudnath. Om Ayudagnesi Ayurmedehi Swaha. Om Varchodagnesi Varcho me Dehi Swaha. Om Agneyan me Tanva Unam Tanma Aprina Swaha. And finally, O most merciful Father, giver of strength and energy, this morning we ask thee, O Master, to give strength and energy to all those who are suffering this morning. Give strength and energy to all the five senses of actions and five senses of perception. Give strength and energy to their children and grandchildren. O Lord, O Master, truly you are the giver of strength and energy. Om Balam Dehi Tanu Shuno Balamindranalutsunaha Balam Tokaya Tanayaya Jivasi Tvamai Balada Asi Swaha. And I now pass it back to Ben Shiviji.
Okay. Purnahuti Rupa Aghavra Vraja Yabhaghuti. Make ghee offerings with the following mantras. Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namamam Om Sumaya Swaha Idam Sumaya Idam Namamam Om Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namamam Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namamam Om Bhuragnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namamam Om Bhurvave Swaha Idam Vayve Idam Namamam Om Swaratyaya Swaha Idam Adityaya Idam Namamam Om Bhurбhuva Swaragni Vaivaditebhya Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Aditebhya Idam Namamam Vata Brahma Gayatri Savitri Mantra. Let us sit in an upright position, clasp our hands and close our eyes while we chant to God to illuminate our intellect and inspire us towards the path of goodness. Om Bhur Swah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha Om Bhur Swah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha Om Bhur Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Swaha. Sister Krishna Huti Mantra, offering Mahambog into the sacrificial fire. Om Yadasya Karmano Tariricham Yadvano Namihakaram Agnishtat Shustakrit Vidya Sarvam Shushtam Sohotar Nam Karotume Agnaye Shushtakrite Sahuta Huti Sarva Prayas Chitanam Hutinam Kamanam Samardhaitri Sarvanam Kamanam Samardhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Shushtakrite Idam Namamam. Silent mantra. Om Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namamam. Let us stand for the final offering. ॐ सर्ववैपूर्णं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वं वैपूर्णं स्वाहा ॐ सर्वं वैपूर्णं स्वाहा. Take a little of the remaining ghee and rub it on your palms of your hand and place the palms close to the fire while we chant these mantras. Om Tanupagmiyasi Tanvame Pahi. Om Ayurdagmiyasi Ayurme Dehi. Om Varchodagmiyasi Varchome Dehi. Om Agneyanme Tanva Unam Tanma Aprina. Om Medane Savita Adadatu. Om Medane Devi Saraswati Adadatu. Om Medane Ashvinau Deva Datam Pushkarasrajau. Let us follow Pandita Devi. Om Vakchama Apyayatam. Om Pranashchama Apyayatam. Om Chakshukchama Apyayatam. Om Shrocham Cha Apyam Yatam. Om Yashobalam Chama Apyayatam. Om Tejosi Tejomai Dehi. Om Viryamasi Varamai Dehi. Om Balamasi Balamai Dehi. Om Ojosi Ojomai Dehi. Om Manyurasi Manyumai Dehi. Om Sahosi Sahomai Dehi. हे दयालु परमात्मन, आप अपनी असीम कृपा से हमारी सदा रक्षा करते, आप ही हमारे जीवन आधार है। अपने सेवकों के दुखों को दूर करके उनको सुख देने वाले हैं। आप सर्वत्र सुप्रतिष्ठित और सुप्रसिद्ध ही है। आप सर्वोत्तम शुद्ध पवित्र और ज्ञान स्वरूप है। आपसे ही यह सारा जगत उत्पन्न हुआ है। आप ही सकल शुभ गुणों की खान है। आपका हम प्रतिदिन ध्यान करें और हमें विवेकशीलता धर्मवती मेरा सद्बुद्धि प्रदान करे। इति अग्निहोत्रम इति अग्निहोत्रम इति अग्निहोत्रम. Here comes the end of Havan, and now I will call on Bahin Sushila to lead us in Pujaniya Prabhu.
पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, चोर देवे चल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए। वेद की बोले रचाए, सत्य को धारण करे, हर्ष में हो मग्न सारे, शोक सागर से तरे। आश्वमेधादिक रचाए, यज पर उपकार को, धर्म मर्यादा चला कर लाभ दे संसार को। नित्य श्रद्धा भक्ति भक्ति से अजय आदि हम करते रहे। रोग पीड़ित विश्व के संताप सब हरते रहे। कामना मिट जाए मन से पाप अत्याचार की भावनाएं पूर्ण होवे यज से नर नार की लाभकारी हो हवन हर जीवधारी के लिए। वायु जल सर्वत्र हो शुभ गंध को धारण किए। स्वर्त भाव मिते हमारा प्रेम पथ विस्तार हो। इरन मम का सार्थक प्रत्येक में व्यवहार हो। हाथ जोड़ झुकाए मस्तक, हाथ जोड़ झुकाए मस्तक, वंदना हम कर रहे। नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे। आपकी सब पर रहे। प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे।
ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। हे ईश सब सुखी हो, कोई न हो दुखारी, सब हो निरोग भगवन। धन ध्यान के भंडारी, सब भाद्र भाव देखे, सन्मार्ग के पथिक हो। दुखिया न कोई होवे, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी। O Lord, may all be happy, may all be free from misery, may all realize goodness, and may no one suffer pain. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now I will hand you over to the host for today's program. She is no other than Behin Gita Raman. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Behin Shivi. Namaste again and welcome to this morning's satsang. Behin Shivi, thank you for conducting a very soothing havan with all the assistants, and Devi, Pandita Devi, and Pandit Ravi, and Ben Sushila. This morning, the ladies at the Mahila group of the Arya Spiritual Center is conducting service. And I know we started off on a very good note this morning, very peaceful and calm. It's good to see our mothers and our young ladies participating and taking the lead. Let us pray that all of us will continue on this path and continue to move this Samaj forward. Welcome to those of us who are in the Mandir this morning. Very special thank you for coming out. And those of us listening to us on Facebook and YouTube this morning, we are very happy to have you with us once again. As I said, the ladies today will be conducting the service. So at this point, I will again ask Behin Sushila to give us a beautiful bhajan of hers. Behin Sushila is ably accompanied by Kavish on the tabla, and she has her two young ones next to her.
O graceful Father, listen to our humble appeal and bless us with your divine knowledge. For you are the Lord and Master of the entire universe. You have created human beings, animals, flowers, the moon, the stars, the entire universe, and everything that exists within it. Yet you are present in all of us, and everything that exists within it. Yet you are present in all of us. O Master, take away all our pride, hatred, and jealousy for one another, and grant us peace and all that is good and virtuous. Give us wisdom to perform good actions by thought, word, and deed. We humbly pray, O God, that you come to our assistance in times of difficulties. Help us to overcome our pains and sorrows, for we are your humble servants. We give praise and thanks to you for all your wonderful gifts of life. प्रभु जी सुन लो दे दो ज्ञान तू ही है सबका भगवान प्रभु जी सुन लो दे दो ज्ञान तू ही है सबका भगवान सारे विश्व बना इंसान भूलो चंद्र सितारे दान सारे विश्व बना इंसान भूलो चंद्र सितारे दान हम में तुम में एक समान तू ही है सबका भगवान प्रभु जी सुन लो दे दो ज्ञान तू ही है सबका भगवान ईर्ष्या द्वेष मिताभिमान भाई बहन सब माता लाल ईर्ष्या द्वेष मिताभिमान भाई बहन सब माता लाल सत्य हिंसा शांति धान तू ही है सबका भगवान प्रभु जी सुन लो दे दो ज्ञान तू ही है सबका भगवान झगड़ा वगैरह से हो हान कैसी हो गई अब कल्याण झगड़ा वगैरह से हो हान कैसी हो गई अब कल्याण तन मन धन से कर लो काम तू ही है सबका भगवान प्रभु जी सुन लो दे दो ज्ञान तू ही है सबका भगवान संतानों पर विपत महान भूल गए हम सच्चा ज्ञान संतानों पर विपत महान भूल गए हम सच्चा ज्ञान कर्म वीर का विनय प्रणाम तू ही है प्रभु जी सुन लो दे दो ज्ञान तू ही है सबका भगवान तू ही है सबका भगवान तू ही है सबका भगवान
Thank you very much, Behin Sushila, accompanied by Kavish and the two little ones. To encourage our mothers, this is what we have to put up with. I remember when my children were young and they would be around the stage, but this is why we need to encourage them. We cannot say we want to we're staying home because our children are small and they may run around or they may disturb the service. No, we have to bring them, let them be part of it, and they grow into it. And this is why we really appreciate Ben Sushila making the effort to come out. I know the executive of this mandir has to be thanked very, very much for encouraging us ladies to get a part of this program going. And during the pandemic, last year when the pandemic started, is when this Mahila the Mahila was reinforced. And I think that we really need to commend the ladies this morning and always for conducting and taking charge on a Sunday and doing a very good job. So we thank you, the executive of this mandir, for giving us the opportunity. We are very, very grateful. This morning, we have a young member of our Mahila group again, very young member and very ardent worker. I have a great pleasure introducing Behin Darshani Singh. No, Behin Darshani. Behin Darshani Singh. She is a teacher by profession. She is a member of the Purohit's training program. She is a member of the Mahila, and she's very, very helpful in every way. When you look for someone to help, look out. Behin Darshani is going to come forward, and I'm sure when the lead person for this Mahila asked for peace this morning for presentation, when Darshani gladly offered to do this. So I am very, very pleased to introduce Behin Darshani, and I'm sure we will be able to learn a lot from her little message this morning. So over to you, Behin Darshani.
Thank you, Auntie Geeta, and namaste to all of you joining us today in Mandir and on our live stream. And thank you for supporting our Mahila program. This morning's message is a tag team between myself and my little friend Charlotte. So Charlotte is going to come on after me to finish my message for me. This morning, my topic is Mother Earth, or Dharti Mata. Now, I came up with this topic because for two reasons. One reason is, well, there's a lot going on in our world right now. There are droughts. There's weather change, there are fires, and the other reason is I love gardening. So this message is just something that I can connect with. So as I open today's message, I want you to consider a few questions. How do you treat your mother? Do you physically harm her? Do you destroy her home? Do you pollute the air that she breathes? The water that she drinks? I'm thinking that you're answering no to all of these questions. So then why do we do this to Mother Earth? Why do we do all of these things to our earth? As the summer begins, I know that we're all but let us not forget that our earth is still being destroyed, not because this pandemic, we may be putting it behind us. It means that our earth is safe and healthy. No, it's not. It's being destroyed. Our waters are being polluted. Our air is being polluted. Our weather patterns are changing. Forests are disappearing. Animals are going extinct. And there's so much destruction that is happening. So when I was looking for information about this message, I came across this quote that said that humans are the only creatures in this world who are going to cut the trees down, make paper from it, and then write on that paper, save trees. It's pretty ironic, isn't it? Very ironic. So we might be asking ourselves, why is God doing this to us? Why is there so much suffering? Why isn't God helping us? Well, a lot of us are part of the Pendants training program, and if you're not, we're learning that God doesn't do this to us. God gives us free will to do whatever we please. And it is our own actions that are leading to these consequences. We are creating these consequences for ourselves. As Hindus, we have 5 daily duties. And one of our duties is Pitriyajya, which is the worship of our parents. And then the Upanishad says, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. Honor thy mother as God, honor thy father as God. Why do we honor our mother? Well, she gives birth to us. She nurtures us. She provides us with food, clothing, shelter, every single thing that we need for survival. But doesn't Mother Earth do the same for us? Doesn't she give us all that we need to survive? In Sanskrit, the word dharti means that which upholds. Like our mother, Dharti Mata is a sustainer and protector of mankind. We depend on this earth for the land we walk on, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, all the things we enjoy. We depend on earth for this. We're taught to honor her and respect her. Respect the plant and the animal kingdom, and that's another one of our daily duties. And think about Sandhya. We also offer devotion to Mother Earth in Sandhya. In the Manasa Parikrama mantras, we certify the presence of God in all directions. And we give her gratitude for the bounties we receive, for the brightness from the sun, the natural food we eat, the trees, plants, rainfall. So just like our mother, who we may honor as God, we have to honor our Mother Earth. We have to respect the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the environment, and everything that depends on this earth. Unfortunately, that's not happening. And today, humanity, we see Mother Earth as just something to use. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says that as materialists, we're always inventing new things. And we're doing that for sense gratification. We want to enjoy this material world as much as we can. And we consider our advancements, our inventions, advancements of humanity. But what is the result of all these inventions? We're just becoming more cruel to earth, more cruel to animals, and even more cruel to each other. So I like to make a personal connection, and I want you to be able to connect with this message. So I want you to consider Amazon. A lot of us have Amazon Prime, right? A lot of us have that. I have Amazon Prime. So we realize, oh, wait, I need something. I'm going to go on my phone, go on Amazon, put it in my cart, check it out. Tomorrow I'll get it. And then the next day I'm at work, I'm like, oh, I need some pens. So I do the same thing. And the next day at work, this teacher comes to me and she's like, oh, I just found this really great hair product on Amazon. Here's the link. And I check it out again. That's 3 days that I ordered on Amazon. And I chose next day delivery. So this truck is coming to my house 3 days with one item every day. Why didn't I choose my Prime Day? Why didn't I choose to get all of my deliveries on just one day for them to be bundled? Well, because of sense gratification. I want them right now. We live in an age where we want things right this minute. We don't want to wait. But what is the effect of that? We are slowly increasing the carbon footprint on our earth with those trucks. So this goes back to the opening of my message where God gives us free will to do as we please. And then it is our actions that are creating the consequences that we're currently facing. It is because of ourselves that everything is happening to us. So am I saying, though, not to invent things? No. We have to elevate ourselves. We always want to utilize all of our brain power that we have. We are going to invent things, but we have to do it. We have to use what we have in very careful ways. We have to use our powers very carefully. So in the prayer that we say when we close every Sunday morning service, Om Dhyao Shanti, it says, the translation is, there is peace in the planetary region. There is peace in the atmosphere. There is peace on earth. There is coolness in the water. The medicinal herbs are healing. The plants are peace-giving. There is peace in the planets. There is perfection in the eternal knowledge. Everything in the universe is peaceful. Peace pervades everywhere. May that peace come to us. And you'll notice the repetition of the word peace. So how can we preserve and protect our Mother Earth? By creating small changes, very small changes that will lead to a more peaceful planet. So what are those things that we can do? Well, for one, you can plant a garden. It doesn't have to be an entire field. It could be a few things around your house. Eat more sustainable foods. Eat what you plant. Keep our waterways clean. That's something that's totally in our power. We can pick up after ourselves and keep our environment clean. Pay attention to how much water we use. Well, that's my husband wouldn't agree with that because I water my lawn every day, so he's going to say I waste water. But pay attention to how much water we use. Reuse and recycle. I know that there's someone in our audience this morning who always asks for the bottles. Are you throwing away that bottle? Don't throw it away. Give it to me. I'm going to recycle it. And the Veda says, Mata Bhumi Putro Aham Prithivya. This Mother Earth is our common mother. And we are all the sons and daughters of this bountiful mother. So let us remember to respect and care for our Mother Earth. As I come to the end of my portion of this message, I want to leave you with a quote from the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. And I had to include this because I love the Taj Mahal and I'll read anything about it. So when his wife, his favorite 14th wife, was dying, one of his court historians captured his words and his despair at the fleeting nature of human happiness. And he said, "Alas, this transitory world is unstable, and the rose of its comfort is embedded in a field of thorns." And I'm going to read that again, because this is a quote that is actually in a text that we present to our sixth graders. And this is the sixth year I'm reading it, and it still is so powerful and so meaningful. The court historian said, "Alas, this transitory world is unstable, and the rose of its comfort is embedded in a field of thorns." It's such a beautiful quote. And I think it's a reminder to all of us that we are only here temporarily. All of these material things that we are creating are temporary. We're not going to be here forever to enjoy these things, these material things that we're creating. There were generations before us, and there are going to be generations after us. So why are we destroying this earth? Why are we creating all of these things and destroying the earth? It's just for our gratification. So keep in mind that we are here temporarily, and there are generations that are going to use this earth after us. And we have to think about what legacy and what we are leaving for them. And otherwise, if we don't, what will they have? What will they have? What will we leave for them? That is the end of my message. And I hope that you are able to take away something from it. And now I have my buddy, little Charlotte, and she's going to come sit right next to me. And Charlotte is going to summarize this message in the form of a poem. And Charlotte first presented this poem. In Pandit Deepak's Sandhya and meditation class. And I fell in love with this poem. So when I decided to give this message, I knew that I had to have Charlotte do it with me. Now over to Charlotte. Twist your body and look at the light right there. Twist your body.
Namaste. O Mother Earth, our dearest Mother Earth, we come upon you today and every day to say thank you for all you do for us. I am so grateful for our beautiful sunrise and sunset, our precious rivers, forests, and seas. I'm grateful for all humans, animals, and birds too. Today and onward, I promise to do something small to protect my precious Mother Earth.
Thank you, Charlotte. And I hope that, like Charlotte, we're all going to make a promise to do something precious to preserve our Mother Earth. Namaste.
Thank you very much, Behin Darshani. I think Behin Darshani deserves a round of applause this morning. And I felt like I was in a classroom. I learned so much this morning. So thank you again. The earth really listens to us. And I will share this story with you this morning. I always like to tell a story. This is a real story. Behin Darshani came to my home last week, and she was looking at the garden. And I was telling her that my brother gave to me 4 rose plants, and only 1 grew. So I didn't take them out. And every day I will go to these rose plants and I will actually talk to them. And I will talk to them. I'm seeing you have green in you. I know you have life in you. And I want to see a shoot. And Darshini, one of my roses did send out several shoots, the second one. And I'm seeing the others with some green, and I'm hoping by next week I'll be able to tell you all 4 roses grew. So, right, so the earth and the plants listens to us. And I remember some time ago somebody accused me of being crazy because I used to talk to my plants. You know, they said, but something is not right in her head. But I do talk to my plants, and I love and I feel that connection. And the plants is our way of serving Mother Earth. If we plant a plant, I saw Ben Davy post your beautiful pictures of your flowers. If we do this, we uplift the earth. When somebody tells us, you know, you look beautiful, you feel good, or you did great today. So let us praise our earth, and she will feel good too. So continue it. Go out today, talk to the sun, talk to the moon when you see it tonight, and praise, give praise to God, because that's the way he manifests himself. Now I have great pleasure in inviting Pandit Ravi to do our pravachan this morning. Pandit Ravi came specially this morning to do this pravachan from Florida. So we are very, very pleased. We're always pleased to have Pandit Ravi with us. And those of you who felt that you learned or you were able to connect this morning with Sandhya and Hawan and the message we got, please remember to like us on Facebook and on YouTube. The encouragement will go a long way to all of us at the Arya Spiritual Center. Do have a wonderful week as I pass you over to Pandit Ravi.
Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadrantanasuva Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. I am not going to give a pravachan this morning because the pravachan was supposed to be our sister Darshani. I am going to bring a message, just like she bring a message. In August, India celebrates their independence. And our grandparents or forefathers came from India. We all have their gene. And when they came to the West Indies, Guyana and Trinidad, they bring with them their culture. So we inherit that culture, which we call Indian culture. There are all different kinds of culture in this world. And how do we identify a culture? There are 5 things. When we see a person, we'll know exactly what culture he or she is practicing or following. First thing, bhojan. What you eat. Are we still eating dal, rice, and bhaji? Or are we eating otherwise? If we're still eating our dal, rice, and bhaji, we're still Indian. So, bhojan, bhasha. Bhasha is language. There are so many kinds, so many languages in the world. What is our bhasha? Hindi bhasha, Sanskrit bhasha. So we as Hindus or we as people who are in this Indian culture should continue to foster our language. All our prayers are here in Sanskrit. So we must foster learning the language of our culture. Bhojan, bhasha, bhojan, bhasha, no, bhojan, bhasha, yeah, bhasha. Bhojan, bhasha, bhajan. Comes bhajan. All come in B, right? The B's. The way we pray, the way we worship will identify a person, what culture he or she practices. Bhojan, bhajan, bhasha, or bhesh. Bhesh means our attire, our clothing. When I see Behin Shivi and with her clothing, I will say, she has Indian wear. It means she's following Indian culture. And the last B, which is added by Pandit Deepak Ji, is bhavna. Bhavna means your emotion that goes with the culture, your commitment goes. If you're not committed to your culture, then you go here, you leave your culture, accept someone else's culture. So when you see someone walking on the street, you can exactly know. I remember when I was small, those in the Christian community in our village, they make sure that the children are well dressed. Not a shirt, a tie, and a proper pants, or they have on suit, small children. And they made sure they carry the Bible in their hand walking to the church. The sanskar was given to them from small. We too, we got to instill in our children the sanskar of our culture. Give them the opportunity to learn their language. Give them the opportunity to come to mandir, to sing their bhajans and so forth. But today I want to stress on the bhesh a little bit, the attire. So as I said earlier, this child, we know exactly what culture he's following, the Christian culture, because of his attire. At one time I was in India, and it was Ramadan time, and I see all the young Muslim boys, they were going to their mosque well attired, with their head covered. I'll come to the covering of the hair just now, head. So let us go back. Would I put on a suit and pants and go to the beach to bathe? It's inappropriate. Would I put on the beach clothing to come to mandir? It's inappropriate. Would our ladies, especially some of them after they finish the wedding, they have the beautiful wedding dress and whatnot, nice bouquet, long frills dragging on. Would you put on such dress to go to a funeral? It's what? Inappropriate. So we have to be very careful the way we dress, to what occasion you go to. So here in our mandir, we expect that you dress appropriately, male and female, to come to your mandir to pray. A mandir is not an entertainment center or a fashion show, a place you go to show off your clothing. It's a place where you go to express your love to the Lord, your devotion to the Lord. How should you go to express that devotion to the Lord? With appropriate clothing. What is some of the appropriate clothing? That you must be fully covered. You must be what? Fully covered. Not with the beach clothing. Why do we cover our head? It's a sign of humility. We cover our head as a sign of humility. As I said, we do not try to let our body parts expose. So this is part of our body as well. This is why our old tradition, our mommy and our auntie, all of them, they have an orani. The ori, they cover the hair. There's a little saying, Shweta Satogun, Lal Rajogun, Shamatamogun, Rupa hai, Neela Rang Brahma ki Anantata, Hara Vishwas Hamara hai. Shwet, Sweet means white. Sweet satogun. Every one of us has the three gunas: Satagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. Satagun represents purity, Sat, truthfulness. Sweet means white. White color, or not too bright colors, we call it what? Mild colors. Like how Behen Devi dress, Ben Shivi dress, a lot of most everybody, because almost everybody had dressed appropriately in color-wise. Sweet Satogun. So when you go into a mandir or any religious occasion, it is appropriate to wear white or light colors. Sweet Satogun. It helps you. If you sit down in white, it helps you to meditate. It helps you to pour the devotion. Sweet Satogun. Lal Rajogun. Red. Rajogun. Raj means to rule, to be powerful, like the ruling class. Like this is why they said Hanumanji, his color is what? Red. Strong, robust, ready. You don't go to the Lord with a want to be, I'm powerful, I'm it, I'm this and I'm that. No. There's a time to wear your red. Why in our Hindu marriage, especially our Sanatani's wedding, the bride sit with yellow first, and then she go and change and come back in red. A lot of people ask, why? When fall comes, what happens to the leaves? It starts changing to what? Green to yellow. Yellow represents that she is going to give up something. She's falling. Something will fall from her. What is falling from her? Her purity will fall. And then she wears red. Red represents rule. I'm going to, when I'm married, I'm going to that home to be the ruler of that home. And there are certain mantras in the Vedas says, when she goes, she have to rule even the in-laws too. Yes, the mantra said that. It's color. Shwet Satogun, Lal Rajogun, Sham Tamogun Rupa hai. And black represent Tamo, Tamas, everything that is not so good. This is why in the film, when you see in Ram Leela or in Ramayana, look at the army of Ravan. They're all in what color? They're in black. Some part there's a black, there's a dark black. Should I wear that color to come to Mandir? Is it appropriate or inappropriate? You think. Shweta Satogun, Lal Rajogun, Shamatamogun Rupa hai. Neela, Rang ki Brahma Anantata. The blue color represents the endlessness, God's endlessness. This is why when you look up into the sky, we see a blue, the sky is blue, tells you that God has no end. Sweta Satogun, Lal Rajogun, Shamatamogun Rupa hai. Neela Ranga Brahma ki Anandata. Hara Hamara Asha hai. Hara means green. Green represents hope. Green represents hope. This is why after winter, what happens? All the birds start coming out, and they come out what color? Green, and right? All the leaves start coming back. There is hope again. There's activity again. So I want you all to be very mindful. I remember at one time in this mandir that everybody had to have on a kishti and the angocha, and they got to come in white. But we human, as time changes and time passes, we get relaxed. As we Behin Darshini says, we forget of protecting Mata Dhart. We are also forgetting to protect our culture. And our culture is part of Dharti Mata too. So this is only one part, Bhesh. Imagine if I go to touch the others, I will be speaking the next hour. So when you go into an occasion, please be mindful of the wearing that you have to wear and the color that you got to wear. Because it will tell to the or the community what culture you're following, and not only that, what's going on the mind here too. What's going on in the mind. If you notice, you're going to work and you go to your wardrobe, you pull your wardrobe. Man say, you know what, I go wear this color today. Why you choose that color? Because what goes on in the mind, you choose that color. So we got to prepare the mind by wearing white or light colors to come to Mandir. All right? And far as possible, if you can also, don't reveal the parts of the body and cover your head. It would help you when you come to Mandir to set that mode, to set the environment so that you can sit in peace and pour your devotion to that Lord. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, Pandit Ravi, for your message on the symbolism of colors in our culture. We're now going to transition to our announcements this morning. We're now going to transition to this morning's announcements.
Namaste all. We'd like to begin by reminding you of our weekly yoga classes. These are now happening in person every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. They are led by Behin Diana. You can contact her for any further information on that. We'd also like to remind you of our weekly Sandhya and meditation. This is still happening virtually every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. These are led by Pandit Deepak. You can contact him if you'd like to participate. We'd like to inform you about our Mahila group. Our Mahila group has monthly meetings, and if you'd like to get involved, there are plenty of opportunities. You can contact Pandita Nirvani to do so. We'd also like to remind you of our monthly youth forums. These are meeting virtually for the time being. You can contact Behin Diana for information about those. For any donations that you would like to make, and you cannot do so in person, we are providing a QR code. This will be available on your screen. You can scan it. It will take you through the PayPal process, and you'll be able to make your donations as you wish. And finally, if you are celebrating an anniversary, a birthday, a graduation, any other celebration, you can submit your names, photos, and well wishes to the email address on screen. This is aryaspiritualcenter@gmail.com. Center is spelled CENTRE. We prefer to have these submissions in by Thursday, the Thursday before whatever Sunday you'd like your announcement made. So please try to keep that in mind when you are submitting.
We are also asking you to save the date for the following upcoming programs. The first is our Father's Day program, which will be held on Sunday, June 20th. You can join us in Mandir or on YouTube or Facebook. In honor of the late Pandit Ramlalji, we will be having a street renaming ceremony, which will be held at the Area Spiritual Center grounds on Sunday, June 27th from 11:30 to 1 p.m. And the unveiling will take place from 1 to 1:30 in the corner of Liberty and 133rd Street. Finally, the Arya Spiritual Center's 35th Arya Virdal Camp will be held on Zoom from June 28th to July 3rd. To register, please email ariaspiritualcenter@gmail.com before Friday, June 18th. So that date is quickly approaching. If you are interested in joining the camp, please contact us via our email before Friday, June 18th. Finally, we are welcoming volunteers. If you're interested with volunteering with us, please contact one of our executive members. We are now going to transition into our RT bhajan. We thank you for joining today's service and supporting our Mahila group. And we hope you have a peaceful week ahead. And namaste. Mahin Shivi, over to you for RT.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Jano ke Sankat Bhakt Jano ke Sankat Jan mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare जो ध्यावे पल पावे दुख विन से मन का स्वामी दुख विन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहू किसकी स्वामी शरण गहू किसकी तुम बिना और न दूजा तुम बिना और न दूजा आश करो जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा की सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता दीन दयाल कृपालु दीन दयाल कृपालु कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट जन में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे शांति पाठ ओम द्यौ शांति अंतरिक्षगम शांति पृथ्वी शांति राप शांति ऋषदय शांति वनस्पत्य शांति विश्वदेव शांति ब्रह्मा शांति Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Re. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. प्रेम से बोलो ओमकार भगवान की जय. जय जय किया जय जय. नमस्ते. भोजन. Om Anapate Anasya No Dehi Anamasya Shishmina Prapradataram Tarishcha Urjano Dehi Dvipade Chatushpade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Have a good week, everyone.